Hey everyone, making my first 7th Sins origin video. If it even gets like 10 views, I'll make a second one. But anyway, the reason I wanted to make this video is I'm sure there are people that are saving their SSR weapon chest, and I would like to give you some helpful information that I think will save you a good bit of time and resources if you decide to follow my advice. So here we go. The first thing, not the first thing, but the closest thing here, I'll show you guys. Let's go over to the exchange store right here. So here, all the regions you might have seen by now have weapon chests, and these give you a crimson flame, but which you can use to make a black flame weapon. And it's a random chance, so you're not guaranteed what you want, but it has all of the weapon types. And guess what? Those weapons that you just saw are the SR versions you need to craft your SSR weapon. So this helps you one way is because some people might argue that it's not that difficult, and might not be, but this is really annoying. So first you need these fragments, right? If you're building Meliodas, you know that you need it for 2 of his upgrades, masteries. And so you don't want to just I already finished it, so I don't mind, but this is one thing you need. Gold is pretty easy to farm. This is also easy to get. And then this requires you to do a specific boss, I would say 7 times, so you're looking at 35 keys, which is not that much. But again, if you have these spare lying around and you really want to craft a weapon, go ahead. But this is for before you go ahead and do that. So before you start crafting SR weapons and SR weapons, I think you should really do this because it will save you time, stamina, which you can use towards other things. So, where is it? So I already got the one over here, and I'll show you guys the meta way to, or the way I discovered to be the best. Let's go to, okay, let's go over here. To actually farm the coins to then, let's go here. It's much easier if I show you. And this is recorded on a PS5, so it's a lot of work to like edit the video. I'm just doing this in one take. So let's go here. You see here, you'll see some of them are not 10 out of 10. I traded in weapon mats that, not weapon mats, enemy mats that I farmed into this, so I can get more coins, and then in turn I can buy out the weapon down here. So I bought it. One thing you'll notice, or you might have already noticed, if you change your daily missions, it's not going to give you the currency up here. It does not change. It's going to be Leonis the whole time. So you can do different missions, but that's not going to change. One more thing, do not do Leonis missions because they don't give you this cube key. You get, I checked Silent Desert, so Oasis Village area, and Vanya. These 2 give you keys. I haven't checked the other 2. But that's something to keep in mind. You know, 5 keys over time adds up. That's 150 keys a month. And you know, you can only buy 125 with like cash and then whatever. So that you have to go around and farm these weapon enemy drops to then trade in, so you can actually get them out of coins you need. And also, one thing I'll go over after, not yet, to do that. So let's go over to Vanya. Where is it? Here we go. Just have to delete that. Alright, let's go here. So this is what I'm going to do next. I already got 3 out of the 5 regions. Trust. So this I plan to do soon, and I am hoping I'll show you guys after. So for here I need to farm about 80 coins. So there's 2 things I'm going to do. One, I'm going to farm, let's see, where is she? Here she is. The easiest thing to farm are the golems. The rabbit tooth, easy. Bandit mask, really easy. And then the golem is also pretty easy. Might take a little bit longer than the other ones, but this one is the bison. This one is a little bit tricky because there's no like farm area. You have to go around. This one's the forest, the hidden forest, whatever. Those hooded enemies. This one is the leopard / dog looking type enemies. This one I don't remember, but you can see like a lot of these, the dry branches, the golems, are typically ones that you can trade in almost everywhere, but the rabbit farm you guys might have seen already, that is pretty easy to do. So now that I traded that in, you can see I have 20 more coins. I think 23 more coins. So that was right there in front of you guys, very quick and easy. The other way you can get these tokens is going to there is a interactable map out there now, so it's called Zero Luck, so ZeroLuck.gg, and that's probably going to be the dedicated 7 Deadly Sins Origin website for a while, and they have everything you need on the map. And if you make an account, it's free. Just make an account. You can track all the chests, the star fragments you find on the map, and you're getting 1 coin out of each chest. So I already did like this whole top area of the Fairy King's Forest for coins, a little bit over here, and I was able to buy the Frozen Mine weapon chest, and that took me a couple hours, but you know, this is not meant to be done in one sitting. It's meant to be done over time as you play the game, and you'll buy the weapon chest. So what am I looking for? So here, let's go over here. You see, when you farm stuff, you automatically just end up having a bunch of these. So I'm building my Elaine right now, and I'm going to need 12 of these because it's 4 for each mastery. So I need 12 of these, and I'll have enough to craft a weapon. That's fine. Here, if I keep farming like world bosses, I'll have enough to make this weapon, even if I upgrade stuff. One thing that's going to be the bottleneck for sure is this blueprint. Unless you get lucky, it's really freaking hard to make this thing. You can go over here. You can see I can make these. I'm waiting a little bit because I think I might make this set, but we'll see. Anyway, you go over here. You need these fragments for the blueprint, and then you need these tablets. They're easy to get. You get 15 a day. But this mainly drops from like Gila and Warden when you're doing them. You're hoping. I mean, it drops a lot of places, but the chances of one whole fragment, one whole blueprint dropping is, I believe, 1%, and then the rest of different types of fragments are 30%. So I wouldn't really count on that 1%. You get lucky sometimes. If we go to fragments, accessories, here I have 1 ring fragment that I got, or blueprint that was completed, 2 belts, and 1 armor. So as you can see, I only got 4 whole blueprints out of like probably at least 1,000 keys that we've used up so far, right? So it's not very reliable. But anyway, you have the SSR weapon, or SR weapon, and you have the resources. You should wait till you craft it, unless it's something you really need. So if it's dual swords for Meliodas, I would recommend, if you can, or if you can have somebody help you, get this weapon for Meliodas. This one you have to fight the dragon. It's pretty expensive, but it's worth it. And this you get from the shop right here for 10 of these orange currency. So it's pretty easy. It's only 5 SR dupes, which are if you're summoning. And if you've already completed 120 summons, you're going to have more than enough to get that done. So once you do, you make the longsword. Even if it's not your main weapon, it gives a lot of attack. I'll show you guys in a second. But once you've done all 5 of these regions, so I did 3, and as you can see here, there I have 2 weapons for the staff here. I got unlucky because I got a duplicate, and then I have the greatsword that I got. So now I'm holding on to the weapon chest based on this. So if I can get 2 of her, very unlikely, if I can get 2 of Deanne's weapons, so an SR gauntlet or an SRX, because I had one, but I used it to build Meliodas, so I'm not going to take it over. But if I get 2 of her weapons, I'm going to use the SSR chest to get her gauntlets or nunchucks. That would be a good investment. Or if I get either one of these, the sword and shield or the rapier, then I will use the SSR chest to make the one that I don't get. And then after you've done those 5 SR chests, I think that would be a safe place to start crafting your SSR weapons. If you spend like even less than $50 on this game, you can get pretty dang far without having to craft like a bunch of weapons. So I'm under $100. If I go here, you can see I have 19,000 attack, but my weapons here are not limit broken. So yeah, under $100. So not limit broken, and you can do it if you want. I would recommend against it, but you'll see a lot of people that are doing this to get more attack. I don't think it's worth it right now. We don't need it for the content. A lot of your attack can just come from this kind of ring. 2,000 attack, huge, and then your mastery. These ones obviously don't do them for the ones that you're not doing or not using. So like I'm not using the axe, but I'm finishing it for the mastery, and then once I do, I'll have the final potential point that I can get. So this one doesn't give you stats, but if you go to potential 8, you can see 15%, and the percentages in this game are like basically insane, because on my sword, it's not a good enchant per se, but I have a 7% attack, and that gave me from 18,000 to 19,000 attack. So like attack percent enchants are really valuable in this game. And if I was using the longsword, I would go with darkness attack. I don't use it but if you look at the substat of the weapon, darkness attack 2300, and then I go to the armor, it's 1600. So that's 4000 darkness attack that you have. And I had it before. I don't have it right now, but I had a 40% increase in darkness attack on the where is it? On the left, yeah. Or somewhere. I don't know where it is, but there is a stat that pops up once you get it, a specific elemental increase, then it amplifies it based off that base value, which is 4,000. Let's go over here, right? Yeah, you can see 4,000, and then if I had darkness attack of, if you get lucky, you'll get 35 to 40%, I believe. That is another 1,800 to 1,900 attack. So you already have, this is why a lot of the longsword builds you see online are so broken. You have 18,000 attack, and then on top of that, you have 5,000 to 6,000 more darkness attack, which basically applies to everything Meliodas does, because everything counts as darkness damage. So, it's important to give your DPS like SSR weapons. That's why I kind of wanted to make this video, to make sure, like, if you do get lucky and you don't need the SSR weapon right now and you're holding on to it, what you should do before you go ahead and claim this. So I would like to claim the nunchuck, the gauntlets, because Deanne, like, as you get more into the game later on, she actually starts becoming pretty dang good with her gauntlets, like in terms of DPS. I can show you guys, of course. Hopefully the video's not too long, but let's go somewhere easy. Yeah, it's pretty easy. I don't think I have the gauntlets. I do, okay. So we're just gonna go and attack this guy. Do keep in mind, my DN is potential 5. I got a little bit lucky. So you're not gonna see one of the moves I'm gonna use here until later. So I just need to trigger the... There we go. You see that second move I just did with the shatter? That unlocks at P5 once you unlock a trigger a burst on an enemy. And you can see, like, I don't have anything crazy on her, but she's taking down a world boss pretty easily. And I don't have her set either. So if you have the second set, the Twisted Miner, or I have to look it up. Hold on. Let's finish this guy off. I don't even have keys to redeem this, but just, yeah, I was just showing Deanne. The set is, they haven't included this in the game yet. They will, again, on zeroluck.gg, it's going to have all the details, like, of all the characters, so you can go in there and take a look. Yeah, the Nightmare set, I believe, is going to give you what you need to upgrade, not upgrade, but you get her engraved set, and that makes your gauntlets a lot better. Also, like, I'm waiting to get some sort of dupe out of here. I'm close to 80 pulls, so let's go over here. Like, I'll take a Deanne potential point, because I would be at P7 once I finish the other one, which gives the ultimate a lot of damage. So usually you don't really want to use Deanne's ultimate, because, you know, it's kind of underwhelming. But with this, then you do want to use that, because it's kind of like a nuke. And then nunchucks also make them a little bit better, because you have some DPS room. You get more defense, you get more healing, and then Meliodas, I'm not going to get a dupe. But here, Elaine's dupe is actually really nice too. Again, usually you're not ulting with Elaine, because you have Meliodas to do your damage. But here, if you are using Elaine and Deanne, you know, I'll make a separate video on this, but that's the tip overall that I wanted to give for the weapons. Go get the SR versions. It might take some time, but use that map, open chests, do the farming, trade the coins in, and then come and build your weapon that you need. And then once you've done that, you need something else, then go ahead and claim that free weapon of the that we got. So I hope you learned something in this video. If you did, I would appreciate it if you can leave a like, so I can at least know 1 or 2 real people watched this video, and then I will make another video. So thanks, guys.